Today, I'm giving 3 sellers the chance to get one step ahead of the game and snoop around their competitors' houses.
The finish is a little bit questionable.
And you can't really see yourself barbecuing out here, can you?
No.
I'm thinking something to do with Barbara Cartland.
I get confessions.
When did you decorate this?
Never.
Right.
And to the root of the problem.
You get somebody in to clear it. Ow! Completely. I've just been stabbed by a thorn.
As my sellers make over their homes, some man up
Got to have arms of steel to do this job.
and some wimp out.
I'm exhausted from all this.
Can any of them win an offer from my buyer?
What I like about it is that you don't have to do anything.
No.
You could just move straight in.
Today, I'm in the leafy London suburb of Bromley, birthplace of H.G. Wells, author of The Time Machine. Fast forward to 2015 and the town is in the grip of a property boom. Prices have shot up 12% over the last 2 years, with the average asking price now just over 550 grand. Looking to cash in are my 3 sellers. Each hopes they'll get an offer from my buyer, IT whiz kid Tim, who's on the hunt for his first house with girlfriend Claire.
So, Tim, this is it. Big old move, this, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah.
Buying a house with the beloved.
It's a little scary, but yeah, no.
What must the property have?
It's got to have 3 bedrooms, ideally, and some outside space. But it's also really important to be near the commuter links. If it was a 2-bed, I think the price would probably have to be right.
Yeah.
We like modern, but we also like the period features.
Do you see this house being your home, i.e., are you going to have kids soon?
Maybe.
So this house, I guess, it's not the forever home, but it's the one to potentially have the first baby in.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a fair sum up.
OK.
For that 2 to 3 bed property with a good-sized garden, Tim has a budget of 450 grand. So I've lined up 3 properties, but all need work before I can show them to my buyer, Tim. First up, it's NHS Secretary Caroline and best mate Jan. Caroline's 2-bed 20s terrace has been on the market for 9 months with just a handful of viewings and no offers. The trouble is, as Caroline is the first to admit, she's often got better things to do than doing up her house.
Weekends, I'm just normally out for lunch or out in the evening. So yeah, too busy partying.
A theme that often continues at home.
I know the house very well. I've had many very daft nights here. It's a real party house.
Perhaps this has had a little effect on the state of the rooms.
I'm not much of a painter or decorator, and the dining room is basically the same colour that it was when I first moved in. I don't think that the bathroom's in a great condition. It definitely needs updating.
When she did have a go at decorating her bedroom, it was a sobering experience.
I decided I wanted a pink, and I was like, oh my God, it's like bubblegum pink.
Yep, that's shocking. And on top of that, Caroline and Jan clearly don't share the same taste.
I wouldn't decorate mine the same as Caroline's. Like, I have a purple bedroom, which I know Caroline would not like at all.
Perhaps maybe it's time to stop partying and start painting?
I'd like to get moving because I feel a bit like I'm in limbo land.
This colour-clashing 2-bed terrace lacks a coherent style. Caroline's DIY avoidance means that it also feels tired and in need of refreshing. It does have the period charm that Tim is after, though, and it's the cheapest of the 3 properties, on the market for £359,950. Next up, Welsh cabbie David. His 3-bed semi's had 15 viewings in the last 5 months, but no offers, which is a problem, as he and his wife Wendy are under pressure to move back to his native homeland.
We've been here for 10 years now, and we've had regular visits from family of mine that live in Wales, and they keep nagging me to go back.
Over the past decade, David's had a few attempts at finding the right style for his house.
We've gone from having feature walls in a certain colour, back to white, back to another feature wall.
He may have changed the wall colours umpteen times, but David knows he's overlooked the finer detail.
The skirting boards and the frames, I think maybe the finishing touches will have let us down a little bit.
But he has at least attempted to make the kitchen a bit more buyer-friendly.
We've replaced the sink unit, we've replaced the worktop. We've actually used all the existing carcasses and freshened them up to make them look a little bit more modern.
But they did commit one design crime during the refit.
The one thing that we didn't really think we were going to use was the side entrance. So that's where we put our sort of American fridge freezer to make sure that that was out of the way and wasn't actually causing any hassle.
apart from blocking the back door, that is. This shabby 3-bed semi lacks a quality finish and feels tired. The recently replaced kitchen looks more make-do than modern, but it does have 3 good-sized bedrooms, which should please Tim. This is the most expensive of my 3 properties, on at 450 grand. Last up, it's company directors Hannah and Gordon. They bought this large 2-bed garden flat as a repossession 7 years ago. It was a complete wreck, and they've spared no expense renovating it.
Our lovely flat is, I think, a reflection on us. It's a really smartly done property.
But since baby Alexander came along, they've realised they might need to trade swanky for sensible.
We love it here, but it's just not conducive to a small child, really.
This flat is set over 2 floors, giving it the feel of a house. Downstairs has a large modern kitchen, a smart lounge diner and an ensuite bedroom. Upstairs is the master suite, but it's been taken over by shopaholic Hannah.
Really, this is my area, my room. All my clothes are in there. He doesn't have any wardrobe space up there.
And there's one area that neither of them have frequented for quite a while.
The outside has been sorely neglected. In fact, I don't think I've been out there for years.
This smart city pad is let down by the master suite that's used as a storeroom and a jungle of a garden, which properly made over could be a real selling point to Tim. It sits in the middle of my 3 properties today, on at £435,000. So it's Caroline's colour-clashing terrace, David's dark and shabby semi, and Hannah and Gordon's stylish city flat with that jungle of a garden, all competing to win an offer from my buyer, Tim. To help my 3 sellers realise what they could change in their own homes, they now get to check out their rivals' properties. First up, it's David's spacious but shabby semi.
David has such an asset with this house. It is fantastic. It's got so much space and lots of rooms. But the trouble is this brown 1970s decor does make it feel like it's stuck in a bit of a time warp.
Oh, OK.
First to take a look are Hannah and Gordon.
Yeah, could probably just do with a touch-up with a lick of paint and smarten up a little bit, but looks nice enough.
Good first impression when you walk in. I think that's quite nice.
Thumbs up outside, into the open-plan lounge diner.
Oh, no, I don't think I'd have a picture quite that big above the fireplace, but
It's a little bit overbearing in the room, perhaps.
It is a large
Yeah, the finish is a little bit questionable.
There's confusion in the kitchen.
The worktop is relatively new, but it just looks again a bit tired, the decoration.
look, there's a door handle here. Oh, yeah. Weird. So that would be the door to get out to the back garden, and it's covered up by a freezer.
Outside, Hannah and Gordon can see the wood for the trees, unlike their own garden.
They've used their backyard much better than we have.
Yeah.
And upstairs, Caroline has an epiphany in the bedroom.
I guess when you walk in here, it is kind of pretty neutral, whereas when you walk into my bedroom, you are kind of hit with the pink.
This house is on the market for 450 grand.
It's got loads of potential, but I wouldn't pay 450 for this.
What do you think of that?
I think that's well over the top.
The decor and pool finishing really lets this house down, and the rival sellers didn't think it justified its price tag. Hannah and Gordon now know that they must tackle their garden, while Caroline learnt that the princess pink in her bedroom is not that magical. Next for inspection is Hannah and Gordon's stylish apartment with the jungle of a garden and the storeroom master suite.
Hannah and Gordon have invested a lot of time and an awful lot of money to turn this into a very slick apartment. But for me, there are a few key elements and areas that just don't work. That master bedroom has way too much furniture in it, and it makes it appear a lot smaller and more cluttered than it should do. And don't even get me started on that garden. They really need to tackle these areas if they want to move into a new family home.
First to snoop are Caroline and Jan.
Oh, so it's a flat, not a house?
Some definite work needed on some of the window frames. Front door looks very, very tatty.
Inside, David realises his lounge is lacking.
I've always thought that there's been something missing, and I think a rug with a coffee table like this would really set the lounge off nicely.
Well spotted. Next door, he's in kitchen heaven.
I think this could be our sort of dream kitchen. This is very nice. I mean, we've got our freezer up against the side door, and it just seemed to be a very good idea to put it in that particular corner.
Unless you want to get out. Out the back, the rival sellers take a walk on the wild side.
And you can't really see yourself barbecuing out here, can you?
No, you can't really see yourself
Unless you want squirrel
doing
meat.
anything out here.
Inside, on the top floor, the rival sellers check out the master suite.
The rest of the flat is really modern. And then you come in here and it feels a bit of a dumping ground.
So not very masterful then. Beyond that is the less cluttered ensuite and dressing area.
It just seems to be a bit of an empty space for me that in a smallish flat, you'd think, well, what could we do with this?
I didn't realise how tired and dated my bathroom was until I saw this one.
No shame in it, Caroline. The idea's to learn. This house is on the market for £435,000.
£435,000 for a house that's a flat with a garden, that's a jungle. That is just so expensive.
It hasn't got a garden. I don't care if they're advertising it with one or
definitely
not.
hasn't
It
got a
doesn't
garden.
have a garden.
My rival sellers agree this flat doesn't offer enough bang for buck, but Caroline realised that her bathroom needs updating and David learnt what gives a house a homely feel. Last up, it's Caroline's colour-clashing 1920s home, which does boast some beautiful period features.
Caroline has a really charming and cosy house, but she is not making the most of it in terms of the decor. The dining room is very dark, the bathroom feels quite damp and a little bit dingy, and this bedroom is way too girly and way too sparkly. I think she needs to tone it all down, bring in a cohesive scheme, and hopefully we will finally get a sold board outside.
First to snoop are Hannah and Gordon.
Very well presented. It looks really nice from the outside.
I quite like the look of this one. Interesting start, I think.
The curb appeal is clearly impressed. Into the dining room, which in the last few years has seen plenty of dancing, but not a lot of decorating.
I'm not a fan of the carpet.
No, me neither. It leaves a bit of attention.
In the living room, David learns about making the most of what you've got.
I mean, one of the things that I think looks a lot nicer here than ours, it's got a lovely fireplace.
Up in the pink boudoir,
At the moment, I'm thinking something to do with Barbara Cartland.
I think you'd be better off not having it at all than having a sequin curtain.
next door in the bathroom, it's more glum than glam.
This certainly needs tidying up. The grouting's quite dirty.
This house is on the market for $359,950.
With a bit of love, they would definitely get that. I've no idea why they wouldn't.
A lot of money for what you're getting. I'm starting to think that ours is actually very good value for money.
Mixed opinions on the price, but David learnt period features can be a real asset. I'm in the London suburb of Bromley, ready to give 3 sellers some much-needed style advice, so their homes are ready to impress my first-time house buyer, Tim, who's on the hunt for a home to share with his girlfriend, Claire.
We do like some of the period features and properties. We're really looking forward to some outside space.
Got it. After snooping around each other's houses, my 3 rival sellers have all picked up a tip or two on how to improve their own homes.
Having seen the other 2 properties, I think obviously we'll need to get the garden sorted out or cut down the jungle.
I need some more homely features. I definitely need cushions.
One of the bathrooms, it was just like wow factor, whereas mine's just really tired, all the grouting's tired.
They've all got a budget of £1,000 and 7 days to kick their houses into shape before my buyer comes to view. First up, it's Caroline's colour-clashing terrace. I'm going to start in the dining room, a party space whose decor is enough to give you a hangover.
Now, this room you've not touched since you moved in, have you? OK.
We have a lot of parties in here, and I just sort of think there's no point doing it up because it'll just get all messy.
How many people do you get in here?
Oh, God. About 30-odd.
What do you think of it, Jan?
To me, I just have happy memories of this room because it is such a party house.
loads. Yeah. Party time. Which is great. And you know what? You have a lovely house. I think what frustrates me about it is that it's crying out for an injection of oomph.
Yeah.
I think you could make it feel like that lovely sort of girly country cottage feel. Now, this is quite out there, this wallpaper, but I think it's very beautiful.
I actually quite like it because it is kind of a bit...
Vintagey.
Yeah.
So you do that across the chimney breast, and then you take one of these lighter colours here and you paint the rest of the wood. So it's like a sort of country cream, which will instantly lighten it up. Do you have floorboards under here?
I've no idea what's under the carpet, and it would be kind of quite exciting to see.
So that's this room done. Should we get upstairs and have a look at the other rooms?
Next, I want to tackle the girly pink master bedroom, which is fit for a pantomime dame, but that's about it.
One of the other sellers said, oh, gosh, he said it's like walking into Barbara Cartland's bedroom. Really? Oh, no! What we want to try and do in this room is not make it so girly, but make it more feminine. Basically, what I would be tempted to do, first of all, is obviously get this colour toned right down. You could play around with any colour in this room, but a nice pastel, gentle shade would work. But play about with lovely sort of boudoir cushions. Make it feel glamorous in here.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that as Jan knows, I'm not a cushion person at all. I hate cushions.
Call yourself a woman?
I hate.
Don't be, next to me, you're pretending you don't even like candles. Are you ready to embrace that or not?
It's a bit scary. It's totally changing it, and obviously I love my bling and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm open to suggestions.
Jan?
Fun.
I'm going to be supplying the
Just
wine.
going to point me in the right direction, and then I've just got another load of friends to help out.
and help. Perfect.
Last stop is the bathroom, which isn't just bold, its tired tiles are giving potential buyers the wrong impression.
When did you decorate this?
Never. Right. When I moved in, it was very blue, and I loved it because I had blue in my old bathroom.
I don't dislike the colour, but I think that it jars with the rest of the house. And if we're going to go for that sort of vintage, cottagey feel, this isn't. I want you to make this into a very contemporary, modern bathroom. The biggest job of all is getting these tiles off. This isn't damp, is it? But 70% of buyers that walk into this bathroom and see that will think it's got a damp problem and they're out. They've got to
come off.
So fabulous sort of metro green tiles running all the way round. Lighten it up. Get this blue out. It's
I've got a year to do it.
No, you've got 7 days and 2 other rooms as well. What's quite odd is that Caroline's a really bright, bubbly person, yet that's not reflected in the house. It feels rather drab and quite uninspiring. I'm fully aware that I've given them an awful lot to do in the next 7 days, so they need to stop the partying and start the painting.
I was actually really pleased with Amanda's suggestions. I don't think I would be. I thought I'm going to see some of these things and go, yuck, if you think I'm doing that to my house, you've got nothing coming. But I'm up for it.
Enthused, Caroline gets straight to work in the dining room, and the first thing to go is the carpet that's seen many a party, which is hiding original floorboard treasure.
I didn't even know that there could have been just a hole in the middle of the floor, for all I know.
But this old good time gal isn't going to change her ways that easily.
So here goes the old party memories, ready for new party memories.
Upstairs in the bathroom, Caroline's called in the professionals. Tyler Gavin is busy stripping the old walls.
I feel like my house has been turned upside down. There's no putting those tiles back up again, is there?
Thankfully, no. Next up, it's David's shabby semi, which offers great open-plan living, but is a little unfinished. First, I want to address the tired and depressing decor in the lounge diner.
What do you think this decor says about you and your style?
It's very clean and neat and quite pristine.
Okay, it needs an injection of warmth in here. At the moment, it feels quite stark.
Right.
It's a bit muddy and a bit brown.
Yeah, look around. I can't argue. You're gonna even the curtains.
Even the curtains. The wedding photo, as beautiful as it is, and I love that dress. That dress is amazing.
And the suit?
Oh, and the suit. Obviously, that goes without saying. It's very in your face. There's probably slightly too much. I think what would work better on there is a big mirror.
That's absolutely fine. We like that.
Yeah. What would look beautiful in both rooms is a lovely, fresh spring colour. I mean, does that absolutely make you want to vomit, or do you like it?
I don't mind it at all.
And then what you do is you take this as your inspiration.
So far, so good.
How would you feel about painting the brickwork? Because you would be amazed at how painting that white would really make it stand out.
Painting white is fine,
Paint it white. Have you got an army of people lined up?
No. Me and Wendy, when she comes home.
No resistance from David there. Let's see if he's as easygoing in the tired kitchen next door.
When you walk in from the dining room, the first thing you're hit with is the TARDIS that is the fridge freezer. It is enormous.
But there was a reason for that.
Go on, I love these
To
reasons.
hide the door.
Ha! Because what everybody else said was, why have they put a massive fridge in front of the door?
We never used that door. We didn't want that as a working door.
So, sacrifice a couple of these cupboards or one of these cupboards and get just an under-counter small fridge and freezer. And then it's just decluttering.
We knew the declutter was coming.
So once you've done all of that,
Guilty, yes.
we can tackle the decor.
Yeah.
Well, what I think you should do is lighten it all up. Again, it feels quite tired and quite dated in here, and it's got the potential to be a real asset. Just to show you, because this is one that we've already painted, but look how much brighter and fresher. It's a lot of painting, though.
All painting is fine.
Now let's talk about introducing more colour as well.
Yeah.
So basically, everywhere where there's tiles here, yellow ones, that big range cooker, it's crying out, I think, for something like that. You're going to need to call in quite a few people, I think.
That's the bit that gives me a bit of hope, actually, is the fact that it's not just me.
Perfect. Well, you get a man who can, and I shall look forward to coming back in a week.
I shall see you in a week.
I genuinely believe it's the decor that's letting this property down, and he needs to tackle it and tackle it fast. And there's going to be an awful lot of painting in the next week.
So we think we're going to get everything decluttered, we're going to get the tradesmen in, we're going to get all the decorating done, and hopefully by this time next week, it'll be a different house.
With my words ringing in his ears, David sets about depersonalising the living room.
To be honest, we were thinking, what's it going to look like when all our bits and pieces are gone? But I'm actually quite liking it.
With the super-sized wedding portrait safely packed away, David's wife Wendy arrives home to give him a hand refreshing the dated fireplace.
It's amazing how much lighter it looks already. So I'm very impressed by your handiwork there, baby.
I'm in charge.
I think not.
Last up is Hannah and Gordon's swanky apartment. First, I want to address what should be the garden.
Well, this is farcical. What do you have to say for yourselves?
We're both a disgrace.
Yeah.
Outside space in London is just so desirable.
Yeah.
And you've got this wonderful asset here that literally you can't see.
No, we just haven't used it. We haven't had a purpose for it.
Yeah.
It just needs to be a practical, functional space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get somebody in to clear it. Ow! Completely. I've just been stabbed by a thorn. Ow! So you get someone in to start with that thorn bush and clear the rest of them. What you need to create here is a sort of eating area and an area for relaxing. And so I would suggest a patio area and then turf an area.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of work, and I pity the poor gardener that takes this on.
He'll earn his money.
He certainly will.
Next, the master bedroom suite, which comprises of the bedroom, a dressing area and a bathroom, although the bedroom has become Hannah's personal dumping ground.
This space confused the other sellers. When they walked in, they were like, oh, I don't get it, because the rest of the house is so sort of luxurious, and this just feels cramped and full of stuff.
I don't know what's in this room at all, so just to be clear on that.
This is all you, then.
Yeah, it is, actually.
The best thing would be get friendly with someone with a garage.
My mum and dad.
Then I'm going to get onto wallpaper and colour.
Okay.
It's very monochrome in here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
If you want to be really brave, and I love this, I think this wallpaper is fabulous, that you do something like that.
I think, why not? If you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
properly.
You could think about maybe painting some of the walls in this lovely soft duck egg blue.
Yeah.
And if you're going to use a wallpaper, take that wallpaper and continue it through there, maybe around that window, just to frame it and balance it out. Who's going to do the work? Because you've got a baby downstairs who's 4 months old.
I'm very good at maybe calling a few people. I'm certainly try and chip in where I can, but
Right,
I've got to work.
It's a great apartment. It feels very luxurious, but it also feels really cluttered. They've just got too much stuff on display. And I can honestly, hand on heart, say, I have never seen a garden like that, particularly because it's being marketed as a garden flat. They've got to sort it out. They really have, because otherwise they're going to be here for a very long time, and that family home will prove rather elusive.
I think the ideas are good. I mean, we've kept it pretty blank, and to put some colour into it,
Tidy it up.
tidy it up, and declutter is quite popular, really.
Well, for one of us.
First job for Hannah and Gordon is to clear out the master bedroom. And Gordon's so pleased he's even dressed up for the occasion. This is the moment Hannah's been dreading.
I can help with the cull, get rid of a few things.
It's not a cull, it's just storage.
Sure.
We're not getting rid of anything.
Of course, I'll get into trouble with Hannah because I'm throwing too much stuff away, but look, I can only... Nothing, don't worry.
That can just go in there because we need that.
Oh, we need it.
Yeah, we do.
I see, just checking.
Bedroom cleared, Hannah checks in on the landscapers who are working furiously to clear that jungle of a garden.
It's the first time it's been touched properly in about 7 years, I think.
Really? You do surprise me. My Bromley sellers have been working furiously to get their homes into shape in an effort to get them ready in time to show my first-time house buyer, Tim.
We quite like new builds as well as old builds. The period features and properties are quite nice.
At Caroline's colour-clashing terrace, it's all about introducing a funky vintage theme throughout and freshening up that dated bathroom.
I wasn't too sure about the colour, but I quite like it now.
Have faith, Caroline. That vintage theme is set to continue in the bedroom and the dining room. And with so much to do, Caroline's hosting a painting party. But she seems more interested in the party than the painting.
Luckily, I've got amazing friends and neighbours who have helped me out.
She paints like a toddler.
Painting pup Caroline does pick up a roller and join in the party.
I had a go and I got more over me than I did over the walls.
So Caroline decides to have a go at shabby chiking the floorboards instead.
I've been told I have to cut in first, but you just have to kind of edge round the floor first before you can really start painting.
Well, at least you're getting the paint in the right place this time. Over at David and Wendy's dark and dingy semi, the entire downstairs needs a lift. While a tiler works his magic in the kitchen, David's brightening up the lounge with the fresh green colour scheme I suggested.
Straight away, I'm looking at it and thinking, yeah, an inspired choice. Got to have arms of steel to do this job.
And the heart of a lion, eh, David? Next door in the kitchen, David admires the new tiles as they go up, and he's added his own twist to my original suggestion.
So what we've gone for is a white, bright background with the blue tiles interspersed, just to give it that little wow factor.
The wow factor that will hopefully sell your house, David. Over at Hannah and Gordon's city apartment, it's all about making the master suite as smart as the downstairs and reclaiming that jungle of a garden. To make them realise underneath the undergrowth they have a real selling point, I've arranged for them to see an uber-modern landscape space nearby for inspiration.
Oh, absolutely stunning.
It's beautiful.
Landscaper Raymond explains why they're missing a trick.
At the end of the day, the garden is an extension of your home.
I think it just highlights by neglecting the backyard. We're really shooting ourselves in the foot.
Back at home, the gardeners have cleared the jungle and uncovered a forgotten patio.
Oh God, that's amazing. And now that it's all been cleared, it's really quite a nice little area, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Shame it's been buried for 7 years. Back at Caroline's, she's got to grips with the art of painting and has freshened up those dining room floorboards, which are now looking more chic than shabby. Upstairs, the Barbara Cartland pink in the bedroom is being replaced with a pretty floral wallpaper that I suggested, which should give the room a lovely country cottage feel. Caroline has decided, in for a penny, in for a pound.
I wasn't really quite sure about it going on all the walls. I thought maybe just the feature wall, but now I think it will look really nice going on all the walls.
While decorator Brian cracks on in the bedroom, Caroline and Jan head to an antique shop in search of accessories to complete the vintage look.
That's going to go in the bathroom. I love that.
That would
Do you
go
like it?
over your bathroom sink.
Yeah.
I want to hang it up now.
We need to paint the walls first, Caroline.
And not forgetting a few plates to complement the shabby chic look in the dining room.
£12 for you, and there's your receipt.
Lovely. Sorry about the paint hands.
Oh, that's all right.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Back at David and Wendy's, the new tiles are up and the kitchen cupboards are getting a much-needed facelift.
I think having Amanda choose these colours and changing the doors changes the whole look of the place and the feel of the place.
With the cupboards painted, there's just the elephant in the room to deal with.
Have you got it?
Yes. Let go then.
I can't, my fingers are caught.
Lola, put the bit forward. That's it.
There's those arms of steel again, and a fully functioning doorway to the kitchen. Over at Hannah and Gordon's, the master suite has been cleared of clutter, and decorator Thomas is busy brightening up the walls.
It's changing the shape of the room completely.
Gordon arrives home and heads outside for a crash course in turfing from landscaper Tom.
If you could pinch the end of the grass together, that's just to make sure it doesn't dry out. And if you would like to just take a walk on that.
Fine, and push it down.
Yep, we'll just flatten it all out.
I'm exhausted from all this. As far as looking after it going forward, what do I need to do?
Water it for 10 days, stay off it for 2 weeks, and you can't cut it for about 2.5.
I've got no problem with not cutting it.
Yeah, we know that, Gordon. At Caroline's, the bathroom has been modernised, the bedroom decorated, and the vintage-style wallpaper in the dining room is going up. Outside, Caroline is putting her new painting skills to good use, upcycling her old dressing table with the help of friend Claudia.
Never done so much holding a paintbrush in my life. Looking totally different. Doesn't look like my dressing table anymore.
It's totally transformed. And just remember when chalk painting to give the wood a light sand first. Then after, seal the paint with a good wax. Time for the all-important finishing touches.
I won't have to worry about the party stains downstairs now, as now it's wooden. And also, there's not as much furniture in there now, so there's more room to dance.
The dining room felt tired and uninviting. By redecorating with a pretty vintage wallpaper and revealing the floorboards, it now has a beautiful country cottage ambience. Total cost £196.
Floorboards, floorboards! Wow! Oh, wow! Oh, it's gorgeous. Love the floor. Got to be dead chuffed with that.
It's the only thing that I actually did all by myself.
And the wallpaper, it's a really pretty, girly paper. Now, you were originally just going to do the chimney breast, weren't you? What made you spread out?
Just thought it'd look better all the way across the walls.
It really does,
It
doesn't
does look lovely.
So you had lots of friends around for a painting party, I
did,
understand?
yes.
Was that pre or post opening the wine?
Both.
It's so much lighter and brighter and fresher. I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's get upstairs and have a look at the other two rooms.
Upstairs, the Barbara Cartland pink has been replaced with yet more pretty vintage in a much softer tone, and Caroline's even come round to scatter cushions to complete the look, at a cost of £251.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so pretty.
I haven't slept in it yet. I can't
Too scared.
wait.
Don't mess up the bed
I know.
spring. Do you think you've learnt a lot about putting schemes together?
Now, you know, I like that. I like the vintage and shabby chic.
It's more grown up and it's more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And like I say, you know, anyone clicking online and looking at your house now, what a difference.
Next door, the bathroom jarred with the rest of the house, but the fresh new colour scheme now blends perfectly with the vintage look everywhere else. Total spend, £631.
What a difference in here.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
For a lot of people, particularly if they're buying at the top end of their budget, if they see a bathroom that they think you've got to rip out, A, the hassle factor, and B, the cost factor would just make them run a mile. And they don't have to rip this out now. So the party house, I guess, is gone. No more parties in here until you sell it.
Not sure.
You've got to keep it looking like this, though. Do you feel more confident about getting a sale now?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, it's like a completely different house. Everyone's going to walk in and just go, wow.
Yeah.
Over at David and Wendy's, they're finishing the last bits of painting, and the lounge diner is completed with the addition of new wallpaper. Wendy is getting her craft on making a curtain to cover the newly shelved pantry in the kitchen.
There, now that nobody sees all of our belongings, they're all hidden away.
To complete the look in the refreshed lounge diner, David and Wendy soften and add character to the room with soft furnishings and accessories.
Everything looks new, clean, fresh, ready for buying.
What was dull, drab and overpowering is now bright, fresh and depersonalised. Redecorating throughout and softening with accessories came to a total of £752.
Oh my goodness, it's so much brighter, isn't it?
Completely, we feel it totally. We just can't believe it. And if you look around, you'll see practically all the things you suggested.
Yeah, that's come up a treat.
That was the first thing we started on.
Somehow, just by adding all these little soft furnishings and different touches, it just makes the room feel much more welcoming.
I'm smiling thinking about it.
Are you pleased?
Please doesn't even cover it. It's just unbelievable.
I think it's wonderful. I'm dying to see this kitchen.
Despite the cupboards being modern, the mismatched tiles and the dark colour scheme made it feel tired and shabby. But that's all changed with a clear-out and fresh new colour scheme that's lifted the entire space. Total spend, £530.
Oh, isn't it lovely?
I want you to tell me one thing straight away that you've noticed.
Well, I've noticed more light because there's no enormous coffin of a fridge freezer there. And the yellow Metro tiles, I mean, really modern, really fresh, really vibrant.
I walk in, I smile every time I walk in now.
And this is lovely as well. The fact that you've taken the tiles, you didn't want it to...
And I thought that would look quite antique-y, Victorian-y if we did all blue. So that was my idea.
Look at
that
you,
was.
you star
I know.
Do you feel that you've done enough to help shift it now?
Well, we thought it was quite saleable before, and now we just think it should fly out the door.
You better start phase 2, because I have a feeling that you'll be moving to the valleys very quickly.
Over at Hannah and Gordon's, the master bedroom suite has been decorated. Inspired by the stylish and contemporary garden they visited, they've bought some garden furniture to establish their own seating area. Unfortunately, they didn't pay extra for assembly.
I've had lots of problems in the past with flat pack furniture.
I have to say, I wouldn't be any better at the flat pack. I have as much patience as he does with this.
I could definitely imagine now having a nice afternoon drink.
Finally, a few finishing touches are placed in.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been really hard work, but it's been worth it in the long run.
From an overgrown wilderness to a clean and fully functional garden, the most valuable of London property assets was lost, and it's now been cleared, turfed and furnished, revealing a fantastic space to be enjoyed and appreciated all year round. At a cost of £986.
You two are bonkers. This has been here all this time, and you've never done anything about it.
Has been lost to us for many, many years, and well, actually, we've never had it. So no.
This was underneath, wasn't it, all along?
Yeah,
this was already here.
But you know what? What a brilliant asset now.
Yeah, it is.
Agent can come back, take a picture of this. Sorted.
The design of the master bedroom suite in this flat was a real selling point, but it was cluttered and lacked the luxurious feel on display downstairs. Clearing the clutter, decorating with an elegant floral wallpaper and colour scheme has given it a charming character, all at a cost of £1,077.
It's all grown up. And there's space.
Yeah, there is.
And you've continued the theme through there.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I think it's brilliant, actually. I wasn't sure on how much colour, but it looks a lot better.
So all in all, you've spent double the amount. Yeah. So we gave you £1,000. Yeah. You've hit 2,000. But what a difference!
Yeah, massive difference.
It really is.
Yeah.
Do you think you've enhanced your chances of selling?
Undoubtedly.
Have to have.
We have to have, because this place is it was nice before, but it is quite special now. So
really special.
Yeah.
Well done, the pair of you. Brilliant job.
In the South London suburb of Bromley, all three sellers have made some big changes, ready for when my buyer Tim comes to view.
I'm really excited about the prospect of house hunting today. Hopefully we can find something I've not seen before, and who knows, maybe put an offer in.
Hannah and Gordon have rediscovered their garden, creating a usable outside space, and made their master bedroom suite as luxurious as the rest of the apartment.
It's definitely helped us, and it should give us a massive advantage now when we're selling.
David and Wendy have transformed their dark and dingy lounge diner into a fresh and light place to relax, and given the kitchen the bright quality finish it was begging for.
It's totally changed downstairs, so happy days.
Caroline has given her 1920s home a cute vintage country cottage feel throughout and re-energised the tired decor in the dining room, master bedroom and bathroom.
It doesn't even feel like my house. I feel like I'm living in a show house at the moment.
All three houses are ready and it's time to show them to my buyer Tim. First up, it's Caroline's country cottage style terrace.
I think this is a great house for the money and for what you could do with it. Initial first impressions?
Yeah, it looks fine from the outside. Is it half over?
Yeah, half over as well. Yeah, it's not the narrowest house in Great Britain. Okay. Should we get inside and have a look?
Yeah, sure.
Outside okay, inside I hope the refreshed dining room will delight.
It's a dining room.
Yeah, nice. I like the floorboards. Floorboards are good. It's good there's a table in here.
If it was me, I would take the whole of the back of this elf and make one enormous kitchen dining space. Yeah. Would you take on an entire build project?
You know, if the price was right and there's money left, then yes.
He liked the revamped period features. Time to head upstairs, which is home to the guest bedroom and that now neutralised master bedroom.
Initial impressions?
Yeah, nice. That's the main bathroom too.
That's the only bathroom,
okay.
Yeah.
Like the wallpaper.
Oh, excellent.
It's nice.
So this is sort of, I think both this room and the room that you've seen downstairs are the two that will really give you an idea of what you could do with this property.
Okay.
What do you think your girlfriend would think?
I think quite like this.
And your shirt matches the walls.
Yeah, I'll blend it nicely, yeah.
It's a side. Go into the bathroom and we'll see whether it matches the bathroom.
Into the now bright and modern bathroom.
Size-wise?
Yeah, fine.
Is it, much you would change here?
Not really, I think. Bathroom, shower bath.
You're a bloke, aren't you?
Yeah. So
get in, have a wash, get out. How much do you think this is on the market for?
It's tricky. 2 beds, I'm thinking 350.
Not bad. 359, 950.
359, 950.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the right price? Do you think this is?
I don't know. It's a difficult one, if I'm completely honest, because you spend 50,000 on it, you put a nice bedroom upstairs. I don't know what the top would be on the market for a 3-bed. Yeah.
Potential. Food for thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Let's move on.
Tim can clearly see the potential in Caroline's terrace. Next up, it's David and Wendy's now light and spring-fresh semi, which downstairs offers a spacious lounge diner with a separate kitchen, and upstairs has the 3 good-sized bedrooms Tim was after. Initial impressions?
Yeah, it looks good. A lot bigger than the last one.
Much bigger. It's got everything that you've asked for in terms of bedrooms, garden, space.
Okay.
Should we get in and have a look?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Great start. Inside, let's hope the freshly decorated open-plan lounge diner impresses.
So this is a much bigger
Wow, much bigger. Yeah.
concept.
Love the fireplace.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's good.
I know you said that you wanted a period property. Was 50s the sort of thing you were looking for?
Yeah, I don't think we had anything. I think just sort of real new builds were probably not what we were looking for.
Right.
But in terms of the exact period, pretty flexible.
Is this more what you had in mind?
I think so, definitely.
Ah, looking good so far.
Yeah, very good.
Kitchen?
Yep.
After you.
The classic period features hit the spot. Now for the bright and colourful refurbished kitchen.
Decor-wise, is this the sort of decor that you're looking for?
What I like about it is that you don't have to do anything.
No.
You could just move straight in, you know, a bit of paint,
Yeah.
paint decorating, but that's not going to cost much. No, it ticks all the boxes, which is good.
What do you think it's on the market for?
I think 4, 5, something like that.
450.
450.
Yeah. Food for thought.
Definitely food for thought.
The price was a pleasant surprise, and this property ticked all of Tim's boxes. It's not over yet. 2 houses down and just Hannah and Gordon's sumptuous 2-bed apartment to view. A first-floor apartment split over 2 levels with a private garden. Now, don't think I've completely lost my mind, because I know you said you didn't want an apartment,
Okay.
but this is a very special apartment.
Okay, it's a good location.
It's a great, 2 minutes from the train station, which is where you want to be. This is your preferred location, isn't
absolutely,
it?
yeah.
It also comes with outside space.
Good.
However, and here's the however,
Okay.
you have to access it down the side. Down the side alley and into the ex-jungle, and now garden we go. Garden space.
Okay, it's good size when you're here. Do you get much sun?
Yeah, you do get
Yeah.
sun, and what's lovely about this is that it's quite secluded. I know you wanted direct access. Is that a compromise that you're willing to make or not?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it just depends. We have to see what the place is like inside.
It's the garden Tim wanted, but it all hinges on the now luxurious master bedroom suite.
Ah, nice.
Do you like the decor in here? Would you change much about it?
No, I like this. I think it's good.
Good. Huge bathroom, dressing
Crikey,
room.
right, okay. Yeah, it's clean, it's modern. It's got a nice feel about it. You know, it's definitely that modern, contemporary feel. It's that compromise. You know, I think in reality we want to be in the close location to the train station, but maybe the budget doesn't quite get us the house.
Which brings me neatly on to price.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think probably 450 at the top of the budget.
No, 435.
435. Okay, yeah, I thought it would have been a bit more than that, actually, 'cause it's been done out really nicely.
Should we adjourn and start
good.
doing your pros and cons list?
Sounds good to me.
After you.
Ooh, I think this is going to be a close one. Big old day, lots and lots of different properties. Thought I'd keep you on your toes.
Done that. You've definitely done that.
Very different styles, very different types of properties. So let's go through them one at a time and see
Okay.
where we're at. So we'll start with the 1920s terrace.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Nice. It's a nice property. Got a lot of potential. I think personally for us, as a couple looking, I think probably it's too much work.
Okay. The 1950s house sort of threw you a wee bit, didn't it? Because I think you weren't expecting that in that area.
Yeah, if I'm honest, that was a pleasant surprise. I can't really fault the house too much. Maybe the garden, if it was south-facing, absolutely would be a bit picky. But it's got everything else on the list.
Then I threw an enormous curveball by showing you something that you didn't even want to look at, an apartment. But...
It's a very nice apartment.
And it was in the great
It's
location.
a very, very nice apartment. The location is exactly where we want to be. If you could pick the second house up we saw,
Yep.
put it in that location.
Add an extra 150, 200 grand.
Yeah, apart from that bit, it'd be absolutely perfect.
Okay, so the location
That'd be the
was
dream
right.
place in that location.
Would you compromise, though? Is the apartment nice enough?
I don't think it's the apartment. I think the direct access to the outside garden is probably the deal breaker for that.
Okay. So where does that leave you? Will you go back and look at any of them? Have you discounted all of them? Is it
I think the second property is the one I'm definitely the most interested in.
OK. Second visit, bring the missus?
Yeah, I think definitely.
Good luck with everything.
Despite having his mind open to new property options, David's 1950s semi had everything on Tim's list.
No. I'm well chuffed.
That's like amazing.
Well chuffed.
Oh.
Well, the other rival sellers may have to swallow the bitter pill of disappointment this time, but they should all take comfort in how they've transformed their properties and increased the saleability of their homes.
Yeah, no, it does make me feel disappointed. I did really think that we were in with a chance because I think it looks absolutely amazing.
No, not the end of the world.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
A few weeks on, David has had some very good news.
We had 3 full asking price offers, after which the estate agent went back to them and asked them for a final bid, if you like. And once we had the 3 final offers in, we chose the one that we thought would be the easiest to help us to move to our new property.